everyone, welcome to Adventures in Everyday Cooking, where every day can be an adventure in your kitchen. My name is Heather, and if you're new here, welcome to the channel. This channel is all about the home cook adventuring every day in new ways and some old ways with new twists. So I hope you'll stick around, I hope you'll subscribe, and I hope you'll have fun with us. That was the Instant Pot telling me my rice was ready for this meal. Can't wait. So this week, my friend Janelle, she's a local farmer here in town, had garden boxes ready to go for the farmer's market, but all of the smoke here in California, the farmer's market actually got canceled. So she offered her garden boxes to the community for $25, and check out all of the produce right here in this picture right here. Look at that. Look at how beautiful. And so I was so excited to help support her and get some of those garden boxes for my own family. Now, looking in that garden box, there was a few things that I've actually never cooked before. And the main one was eggplant. So I thought this would be a great time to adventure in this eggplant adventure. So I actually had Janelle give me quite a few eggplants, and my husband might be sick of eggplants right now, but we're gonna do a recipe for you because I am determined to like this vegetable. It's not a fruit. I'm determined to like this vegetable because I really like the flavor of it, but the texture is a little off-putting. So I fried it in the air fryer. That turned out really actually good, but then again, texture thing, I did it in the oven. Again, kind of textury. I did some eggplant parmesan. I'm not really sold on eggplant yet. So I thought I would try this recipe from Sohla from Bon Appetit. This is called Adobo-Style Eggplant. And it looks like super easy and super delicious. So I thought, what the heck? Let's adventure with this. Let's show you the results. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. So it could be terrible, and this is just a fun video that we explore eggplant together, or it could be amazing. So without further ado, let's get to the eggplant. So what we're gonna do first is we are going to cut it into pieces. One of the things that I learned over the last week about eggplant is it definitely needs time to brine or debitterize, or I don't know exactly what the term is, but all of the recipes that I read over the last week have said you salt it and then you leave it and then you cook with it. So I didn't know why everybody said that. So one of the recipes, I'll show my little, I'm gonna talk and cut at the same time. Let me tell you what I'm doing first. I'm going to cut these in 2-inch chunks, okay? So all of the recipes that I looked at over the last week, they all had this salting thing, and I had no idea why. I was like, okay, well, whatever. Well, I decided to make eggplant parmesan, and I didn't have time to salt it and wait. So I'm like, I'll just add some extra salt in during the cooking. It will be fine. It's not fine. Do not skip this step. Do not skip salting your eggplant and letting it sit, because all the salt that draws the moisture out, it also draws a bitterness out of this eggplant that exists. And I did not know. I did not know that it existed. So we're gonna put our 2-inch chunks into our bowl, and we are going to salt it because I want it to be edible. The other thing that I learned while doing eggplant, it is very much like a potato. It is going to brown just a little bit. You know how when you cut a potato and a potato browns because it's oxidizing? Same kind of idea. It's doesn't change the flavor of it at all that I found. And eggplant in general is the flavor of eggplant is super good. So now we are gonna add 1 tablespoon of sugar and 1/2 of a teaspoon of kosher salt and 1/2 of a teaspoon of pepper. And we are just going to get that into the bowl. Grab a pair of tongs. And we just want to make sure everything is covered with that mixture. All right, now we're going to let that sit for 20 minutes. In the meantime, we're gonna switch over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get our pan started. First, I'm gonna plug it in. If I ever redo this kitchen, this island will have power. Mark my words. Okay, let's get this started. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna add to this pan is our vegetable oil. And we are just going to get it in there and start it warming up. As soon as it starts to shimmer, we are gonna add our garlic. Now the recipe called for sliced garlic. I didn't have any whole cloves of garlic, so I'm actually using some pre-minced garlic, and I'm just gonna go with it. Aesthetically, I'm sure it wants it because it's prettier, but I'm gonna use what I have because I'm an everyday cook. Sometimes I just don't have fresh garlic. It's just a fact. All right, so let's go ahead and add our garlic, and we are just going to, did you hear me over that? And the key here is we don't want to burn it. We want to stir constantly and move it all around, and we want it to color, but we don't want to burn it. So you see how it colored very quickly? I am almost going to take it off because I don't want to burn it, because you would have to start over. If you burn your garlic, start over. Burnt garlic is no bueno. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take it off. As you can see, our garlic has some good brown color, and we are going to use a slotted spoon because we want that oil, and we're just going to transfer everything, all of that garlic, to a dish for right now. We will use it again in a little bit. The directions actually say to saute it until it gets crisp. I don't know that I've ever had crisp garlic before, so this is kind of cool. Like, as I am scraping it off and getting it out of this pan, it is not soft like normal garlic, like I feel like normal garlic would be. It is hard and crisp, just like the recipe said. So it's kind of exciting. I love doing new stuff. Of course I do. That's why I'm adventures in everyday cooking. Normal is boring. Step out of your comfort zone and do something new, like eggplant. If you are an eggplant lover and you have an eggplant recipe that you want me to try, I would love to try it because it's still eggplant season. And she still has more eggplant that she wants to give me next week, I am sure. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get our heat back on, and we're gonna add to this pot 4 ounces of ground pork. And I'm just going to kind of move it around for a second, and we're gonna leave it to brown, undisturbed, for just a couple minutes, and then we're gonna break it up and make sure that it's perfect. So, it's so hard not to touch it, but that's what the directions say, so that's what we're gonna do. So while that's going, I am going to just give this a stir, and I don't know if you can see, there is so much water coming out of these already, and we still have about 10 minutes to go on them. Okay, let's check one. Oh yeah, we're getting brown. So let's go ahead and move that around. See that brown, beautiful, yummy. Brown equals flavor. So definitely let it brown. We'll leave it again for just a couple minutes. All right, and once it's all browned, we are gonna go ahead and turn off the burner, and we are going to fish those out, leave in all of the oil, because we're gonna need that. to cook the eggplant. All right, with that removed, it's been 20 minutes. So they say to take a clean kitchen towel and yeah, I think this is what they said. So we're gonna do it. We are just going to dry off and remove some of that water that has come out of there. And then we are going to work in batches. So let me just move this right over here and put it into our oil. If it looks like we need more oil, we're actually going to add a little bit of oil if we run out, but hopefully we won't, because it looks like quite a bit of oil, but I don't know, this is the first time. So, okay. Let's start our burner back up, and once that's warm, I will get some pieces of this zucchini in. Zucchini. I said zucchini because it's kind of greenish. It's not zucchini. This is eggplant. We'll get the eggplant in. We're just gonna want to brown these for a couple minutes, and then we're gonna transfer them to another plate. All right, and we'll take our spoon and we're gonna just brown this 3 minutes per side. So I just won't touch it for 3 minutes. I don't know how to tell when eggplant is done. So hopefully I'm doing it right. There was no video to this recipe. Okay, now I see some brown happening. See that beautiful brown? Yeah, that looks fantastic. Oh, and it smells really good. All right, I'm gonna grab another bowl and we're gonna fish these out and drop that on the floor. I'm gonna fish these out and put them in another bowl while we work on the next batch of eggplant. And I can see why they would want you to have a little bit more oil possibly. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a little more oil in, and I just have some vegetable oil, and we will get more eggplant in there. All right, let's go ahead and get the remaining eggplant out of here. And to this pan, we're gonna add 1 1/2 cups of water. And we are going to kind of work those brown bits up off of the bottom of the pan, because that brown is flavor. All right, once we've worked most of that up, we are gonna add in the remaining garlic. We are gonna add soy sauce and rice wine vinegar unseasoned, some sugar, 2 bay leaves, some pepper, and finally, a little bit of kosher salt. All right, we're gonna bring this to a simmer, and then we're gonna add back in our pork and our eggplant, and then we are gonna let it simmer for 20 more minutes. So this isn't a get it together and go recipe. This one takes time to develop those beautiful flavors, at least we hope they're beautiful, and to enjoy the process of cooking and creating. All right, that's a little bit of a boil, so let's bring down the temperature just a little bit. And we will go ahead and add our pork and our eggplant. And I'll tell you right now, this already smells pretty rock starry. I really hope this is a good recipe. All right, so now we're going to partially cover. See how the hole is sticking out right there? That means that's partially covered, because it's covered, but it's not really covered. So we're gonna let that go. Let's look at it one more time. Let's turn it down to medium low, and then we are gonna go ahead and partially cover it, and I'll see you back here in 15 to 20 minutes. Right, the timer's gone off. Let's check what's going on in here. All right, the directions say to check to see if the eggplant is tender, and it looks plenty tender. So I'm gonna call that done. Now it says to taste the sauce and adjust seasoning, salt, pepper, and maybe a little more sugar. So let's check the sauce. I don't think it needs anything. Ooh, that tastes nice. Okay, So I have my bed of rice, which is rewarmed because I took it out way too earlier, but whatever. And then we are just going to spoon this right over the top. Look how beautiful. Ooh, that looks fantastic. Smells so delicious. And I will pour the sauce right over the top. I can't believe the smell. It smells like nothing I've ever smelled before, but something I definitely want to eat. All right, so the recipe says to garnish with this crunchy garlic. So I'm just gonna break the garlic up with my fork, and we're going to sprinkle it over the top. And of course, if it were the garlic chips, you would see that different look, texture on it, but this looks fantastic. I'm super excited about this. I hope this is a good recipe. Check it out. You see how beautiful? Can you see it very well? Okay, who needs a plate? Let's try it right here in this dish. I just won't double dip so that other people can enjoy this delicious meal. And here we go. Bon appetit. Ooh. Ooh, you guys. Okay. I'm super happy about this recipe. I would definitely make this again. Ooh. It does need a little bit more salt, so definitely add salt, but I think that's because I did not salt the rice. But this is good. This is a recipe that I will definitely try again. Not try again, I'll eat it again. I would order this in a restaurant. This is really good. This Adobo-Style Eggplant, I think my husband is gonna be really pleased with the depth of flavors that we got in just 40 minutes. Because it was 20 minutes for the eggplant to sit, and then it was about 20 minutes in simmer, so 40 minutes, and I have something as beautiful as this. This is a win. I can't wait to share it with him. So I'm gonna get off here so I can go share it with him. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. I do videos several times a week, and I'm always looking for the next adventure. So if you have any ideas, leave it in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll see you next time on my next adventure. All right, you guys, we'll see you later.